to incorporate the Sustainable Development Goals. All people of goodwill will agree with me that failure to domesticate those goals and address accountability in healthcare delivery for women, newborns, other vulnerable groups will undermine the achievements of the new Sustainable Development Goals and compromise global efforts at human development. As youth and future leaders, we acknowledge and commend the global community leaders for the great strides made over the last 15 years as youth engagement. However, there has been insufficient investment in addressing the challenges young people, especially girls, face to truly fulfill their maximum potentials as key actors in achieving a sustainable and equitable world. Adolescent girls are the most vulnerable and excluded group in Nigeria, especially in the north. More than 43% of girls are married or before their 18th birthday, 17% before they turn 15. Only 23 of Nigeria's 36 states are taking concrete steps to execute the minimum age of marriage, which is 18. On a personal note, my profound interest in working with the most marginalized young people has led me to work with adolescent girls for 4 years in safe spaces in rural communities in Zaria, Kaduna states, where I mentor and tutor young people in safe space clubs and also carry out qualitative-based researches. Permit me this morning to tell you about Mariam. Mariam, a young woman like me, Mariam resides in northern Nigeria. She had a beautiful dream of becoming the first nurse in her community, but this dream was cut short when she was asked to marry a neighbor at the age of 12. She was in school but could not read and write. Marriage was the only option left. A year after marriage, Mariam conceived her first child, which came with so many complications. She narrowly escaped incurring vaginal fistula due to her young age and immature pelvis. After her first delivery, she wanted to wait before the next, but this were not her decisions to make. Her husband insisted that she had more children right away, and today, at the age of 18, she has 3 children. Further complicating her life is the fact that her husband lost his life in a road traffic accident. Today, I stand here for Mariam, and as Mariam today, I ask you these questions. How do I fend for those children? How do I fulfill my dreams? Why did you let me down? These are Mariam's constant questions to herself and anyone who cares to listen. Mariam is one of the millions of young people in Nigeria, especially girls, who live out the nightmare and consequences of early marriage and poor educational system every day. When young people face uncertainty and insecurity about prospects for education, employment, and income, they are less likely to practice healthy and safe sexual behaviors or to make informed decisions about if and when to have children. I'll tell you another story. Zainab is another girl I met at one of the fistula centers in northern Nigeria still. Beautiful and young Zainab forced a smile through her tears as we exchanged pleasantries. She told her at the age of 11 she was married up to a man old enough to be her father. She ended up at the center after delivering her first baby at the age of 12. Unfortunately, the baby died and she was left with fistula. Weak, sad and septic, Zainab's life was ruined, and in fact, she died a few days after we met. What a tragic loss of life and potential. This summit, I say that this again, this summit is dedicated to her, to Mariam, and to the millions like them without voice. How are we going to put them at the front of our national agenda? Women and girls are dying. We can't wait any longer. Today, there are more adolescents and youth in Nigeria than ever before. Over 33 million of its population. This is a force for change, but can also be a force for political destabilization. To ignore our needs is politically unwise. An example of this is the radicalization among young people, especially young men, as evidenced with Boko Haram. Also, to enable 120 million more women and girls use contraceptives by 2020, as is the mandate of FP 2020, through addressing the policy, financing, delivery, and social-cultural barriers to women accessing contraceptive information, services, and supply. Youth involvement should never be underestimated. This is our right and this is our need. We must be able to control our reproductive futures if we are to be a force in changing the future of our planet. Let's all embrace youth as partners, not just as beneficiaries. Put young people in every stage of decision-making, designing, planning, implementing. We need to be there to reach us. We know what we need. Nothing for us without us. Girls and young women rarely have opportunities to act as leaders or as advocates. Yet, for many girls, adolescence marks an accelerating pathway into inequality. As we move towards achieving the global goals for sustainable development, increasing girl-centered programming and promoting transformative policies that advance gender equality can help rewrite the future for millions of girls around the world. Specifically, education, engagement, empowerment of adolescent girls, and increased access to life skills that will positively impact on health choices are the keys. Let's embrace this now and fast. I will tell you one last story. Hajara, a girl from a rural community I work closely with, was almost unable to escape being married immediately after finishing her primary school and due to economic challenges. But with the scholarship she received, she was rescued. She escaped early marriage and today she is on her way to fulfilling her dream as a journalist. Hajara is a national resource. Every girl who will help through adolescence to fulfill their dreams helps their nation fulfill theirs. This is how it should be for all young girls and for women. Unless sexual and reproductive health and rights are supported and upheld, young people, and especially young women, will remain neglected, frustrated, even lose their life needlessly. As a nation, we cannot, and I say this again, we cannot afford this loss of human potential if reaping demographic dividends is to be a reality. As I stand before you today, opening the IMNCAH Summit, I speak on behalf of the over 14 million adolescent girls in Nigeria, calling on the government, the civil society, multilateral organizations, donors, private sectors, religious institutions, and all stakeholders to make girls and women their priority. Every adult we will know refers to us youth as leaders of tomorrow, but often stop short of involving us in processes that will equip us to be good and successful leaders of not just the future, but now, because we are living today. This, for me, is true accountability. Together, I believe we can deliver on the sustainable development goals promised for women, girls, young people all over the world as we transform lofty words into local action. I sincerely thank you for your attention.